Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today we're tackling a really sensitive topic, but it's critically important, the exploitation of authority. We're drawing our insights from a source, specifically focusing on pages 80 through 84.
That's right.
Our mission, really, is to unpack how these positions of trust, positions we rely on, can sometimes be misused, and, what wisdom our tradition offers to navigate these really complex situations, hopefully keeping you informed and empowered, too.
Indeed. And this deep dive, it really aims to shed light on a challenging part of human relationships. How trust, which is the bedrock of society, can actually be twisted.
Twisted, yeah.
We'll explore the subtle ways authority can be exploited and, maybe most importantly, learn from this wisdom how to build environments that are genuinely safe, that have integrity.
Oh, okay, so let's unpack this. Our source jumps right into it, highlighting this emotional dependency that can develop towards authority figures.
Right.
Think rabbis, teachers, commanders, managers, even therapists, right? People we naturally look up to or rely on.
Exactly. And what's really unsettling, and the text makes this so clear, is that this dependency itself, which might start off perfectly fine, even necessary, can become the actual pathway to harm.
A pathway to harm. Wow.
Yeah, if it's exploited. And what's fascinating, maybe concerning is a better word, are the sophisticated tactics that are sometimes used.
Right. It's not always obvious.
Not at all. Often the abusers are, people with high status, people who command respect. They use that trust.
How? How do they use it?
Well, they might create this sort of unique closeness, making the victim feel, special or chosen.
Ah, okay, like they're the favorite.
Exactly. Or maybe suggesting that certain actions, even things that feel off, are somehow necessary for their growth, spiritual, emotional, professional, whatever it is. It's like a psychological hook.
So it's way beyond just a direct command like, do this because I'm the boss. It's more insidious.
Much more. It's a twisted manipulation. The text explains the goal is often to make the victim completely dependent.
Losing their own judgment.
Totally. A profound loss of independent judgment, basically overriding their own will. And maybe the most chilling part, they often justify these actions with, cynical theological or psychological jargon.
Like what? Can you give an example?
Sure. Framing abuse as a sublime correction or something needed to release an emotional block, or some kind of unique spiritual treatment. It's deeply deceptive.
That's incredibly manipulative. It twists reality for the person involved.
It really does. Which brings up a critical question, right? How do you protect yourself from something that subtle?
Yeah. What does the source say?
Well, it offers clear guidance.
Yeah.
It emphasizes that the Torah stresses the importance of everyone having clear halachic knowledge.
Halachic knowledge. So understanding Jewish law and ethics for yourself.
Exactly. Not just academically, but practically. It empowers individuals. You understand the boundaries, what's permitted, what's forbidden, directly from the source, not just relying on someone else's interpretation, which could be, self-serving.
So knowledge is power here, literally.
It's a crucial part of the defense, because without that grounding, it's easier for someone to twist concepts. And another thing the text highlights is secrecy.
Ah, secrecy. That makes sense.
Abusers rely heavily on it. They'll convince the victim that keeping quiet is some kind of holy secret, vital for their treatment or whatever they call it.
Which creates this intense pressure, this loyalty almost.
Absolutely. It cultivates commitment and a deep fear of exposure. It's a powerful tool for control.
Okay, this is intense. But then the source brings in something maybe unexpected. It mentions the Rambam.
Yes. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Building on this vulnerability, the source cites the Rambam, Maimonides, one of the greatest sages.
What does he say?
In his Laws of Forbidden Relations, he relates this teaching. Great sages would say to their students, be careful with my daughter, be careful with my daughter-in-law.
Wait, the great sages are saying be careful around their own family members.
Exactly. What does that tell us? It's profound, isn't it?
It implies even they recognized a potential danger, or their own human frailty.
Precisely that. It shows that even these towering figures, known for piety and wisdom, openly acknowledged their human vulnerability. They understood the need to actively guard against dangerous situations.
So it's not about weakness, it's about wisdom, humility.
Deep wisdom and humility. It's not a moral failing to recognize that temptation exists or that lines can be blurred. It's actually a sign of profound self-awareness and responsibility. They knew vigilance was always necessary.
So the takeaway is even someone in a position of great authority, great respect, needs to be constantly mindful, aware of the dynamics, the potential pitfalls.
Yes. It's this genuine humility, this acknowledgement of human complexity that actually helps create truly safe environments, especially in places like schools or mentorships where power dynamics are inherent.
It shifts the focus from reacting after something bad happens to proactively setting up safeguards.
Exactly. And our source really emphasizes this kind of proactive caution coming from a place of humility, combined with that clear halakhic education we talked about, understanding the rules, the boundaries.
That combination is key for prevention.
It's foundational.
Yeah.
Knowledge, humility, self-awareness, especially among those in authority. Without that blend, vulnerabilities can, unfortunately, remain open to exploitation.
Okay. Now, the source moves into something particularly difficult, I think. The reality of where most abuse actually happens.
Yes, this is a very tough part of the discussion. It points out that most exploitation doesn't come from strangers, not the dangerous person lurking in the shadows.
It comes from people we know, people we trust.
Overwhelmingly, yes. Familiar, trusted people within our closest circles, family, community leaders, friends. This is deeply troubling, of course, because it means the danger isn't easily identifiable. There's no threatening look, necessarily.
It's someone you'd normally feel safe with.
Exactly. Which is why identifying and preventing it is so incredibly hard. Abusers close to the victim have this awful double advantage.
Double advantage? How so?
Well, first, they naturally have the victim's trust, sometimes built up over years. Their actions might not even register as wrong at first. And second,
The victim finds it hard to believe.
immensely hard. Victims face this huge emotional barrier. How can you believe that someone you love, someone you rely on, could possibly do this harm? It makes it incredibly difficult to even recognize it, let alone speak out.
The trust itself becomes a weapon.
Tragically, yes.
So, facing that reality, what can we actually do as individuals, as a community? How do we protect ourselves, protect our kids, without creating constant suspicion?
That's the crucial question. And the source offers very clear, practical guidance. It focuses on prevention and empowerment, especially for children.
Starting early.
Yes, starting early
Yeah.
and having ongoing conversations.
Yeah.
Regularly. These talks need to clearly establish personal boundaries,
Okay, boundaries like?
emphasizing that absolutely no one, not even close, relatives like uncles, cousins, family, friends, whoever is allowed to touch them in private places. Full stop.
Making it really explicit.
Completely explicit. It's about teaching bodily autonomy, what's appropriate touch versus inappropriate touch, right from a young age, no ambiguity.
And it's not just about knowing the rules, it's about feeling empowered to enforce them, right?
Absolutely, that's critical. The text stresses we have to impress upon children their right, maybe even their obligation to say and no,
To refuse any touch that feels wrong.
any inappropriate touch, regardless of who it's coming from. An adult, an authority figure, it doesn't matter. And crucially, they need to know, deep down, that they won't be punished or shamed or disbelieved for saying no.
How do you have those conversations without scaring them?
That's key. It needs to be calm, supportive, matter of fact, not a scary one-off lecture, but woven into their ongoing education about safety and respect, age appropriately.
Building trust so they can speak up.
Precisely. Building a relationship where they feel safe talking about anything that worries them while knowing their boundaries are sacred, it gives them knowledge, confidence, within that basic foundation of family trust.
Wow. This deep dive, drawing on pages 80 to 84, has really offered a powerful perspective. We've seen how trust, while it's so fundamental, it also needs constant vigilance, clear boundaries, proactive awareness.
Even in our closest relationships.
Him and there, especially there sometimes.
And we've learned that real strength, real safety, comes from this blend, doesn't it? Knowledge, understanding the rules, the ethics, but also humility and courage.
The courage to acknowledge vulnerability.
Exactly. Our own and maybe the potential vulnerability in others we trust. It just underscores that if we stay informed, if we foster open, honest communication in our families and our communities,
We build a safer foundation.
we lay the groundwork for a safer, healthier society.
Yeah, the character
It's
spin.
proactive.
So as we wrap up, here's something to think about, a provocative thought maybe. How can we, as individuals and communities, build a culture where deep trust and vigilant awareness aren't opposites? Where they can actually coexist, even strengthen each other? What steps can each of us take to empower everyone to navigate relationships with real integrity, real safety, leading ultimately, we hope, to healing and a healthy, protected life for everyone, especially those who've been